Yeah, so interestingly, it seems as though the wave action was more serious around Astoria. I think that might have been the peak of the waves were piling up, perhaps. Not the peak of but close to it. Anyway, the further out I get, the milder the conditions are. So that's nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I just had a conversation with Greg Miller, who is a guy who really helped me a lot. He's sailed around the different parts of the world on his boat, similar sized boat, sailed it from Portland all the way to the Mediterranean. He said and this is a good tip, he said if the bar's giving you some easy weather and some easy waves, he says get the heck out of Dodge, man. Do it as quickly as you can. He's right. So I powered up the engine. We're going a little bit faster, and yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So that's what's happening here on SV Island. Going down the channel, picked up speed, get out to the ocean as quickly as we can because the conditions are improving. We're going to take advantage of that. Right. Yeah, so we're going to check it out, the Columbia River Bar. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to botchy things here. But it's pretty calm. I'll show you. Yeah, there's the bar. A little bit of swell, but shucks, man, I'll take it. This is really wonderful, and we're gonna just try to get out of here before anything changes. There's a little bit of swirling, and I've seen some oh, there we go. It's moving the boat around a bit. As you can see, the bow is swinging around. So that's some changing currents. There's I can actually see off to the starboard side. There's quite a big whirlpool, and that's where it goes into Ilwaco Harbor. There's a channel over there, and oh boy, yeah, that looks pretty rough right over there. But anyway, we're not going that way. We're headed out the channel, and things are looking good. What a beautiful scene. The sun is not quite setting. It's about 10 minutes to 5, and yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful view. God's great creation. Anyway, I got to get back to work. I'm crossing the channel in the wrong place, so we'll get back.
little bit of a busy morning on Island Girl, traffic-wise. And also, it's foggy. Fog is lifting right now at the moment. But there's a large vessel off to the starboard side, and we've been tracking neck and neck. For 2 hours. It's Pacific Conquest. And that's me. And we're on a collision course. And it seems like he just keeps going. We're basically on a steady bearing and closing range, which means on a collision course. So I slowed down. In fact, I made breakfast and did a bunch of stuff and fired up the engine again. Let's go. And there he is, right in the same position. Yeah, so I crossed the bow of the Pacific Conquest, and thinking they would pass and go to my port side. Instead, they turned directly south right behind me. So I don't know what their deal is, but they're going a lot slower than I am. I'm going about 7 knots. They vanished from my screen. However, there's another contact. Lots of flies out here. There's another contact coming up on my starboard bow, but he's out a few miles. Having to hand steer the autopilot. I gave it a shot this morning. Let it do 360, I think 4 times, because it was kind of calm waters. And just wants to go in circles. It doesn't really it doesn't seem to take a course head. So anyway, ship's out of the way, and another ship over there, but he's going away from me, and I'm hand steering. Was it. The dolphins, they show up real quick and they leave real quick. First thing this morning, that were a couple of dolphins came jetting up to the bow so fast it almost scared me. I didn't know what it was. Then about an hour ago or so, I saw these 2 big seals, and they were kind of whitish pink color, and they came across the bow, really big guys. And then now these 2 dolphins showed up real quick and left real quick. Anyway, dolphins, short attention span, I think. So it's Sunday morning, September 17th. And so coming down, we discovered we had a tank full of bad gas. I know I just filled up my tank. I put in 80 gallons and I didn't filter it when I put it in. So anyway, the engine stalled off of Newport. I had to change the filters 3 times, and the issue was coming into Newport channel with the engine that wasn't, it was stalling like every 2 hours, and I was about 2 hours out down to my last filter. I didn't, I didn't want to come into the channel um, and have it, the engine die as I'm in the channel. That would have been devastating. That would have been very bad. In fact, the Coast Guard made an announcement um, over the channel 16. Don't attempt to come into the harbor if you're having engine problems. So I contacted the Coast Guard, and the engine did die. And in fact, right when they made the announcement, the engine died. So I was still about 10 miles outside of Newport Harbor, and it was getting dark. And I called the Coast Guard and told them my situation, and they were very busy. They had a busy afternoon. You could hear it on the radio. They were towing all kinds of people. Sounds like I was the last boat they towed in. So they did contact me around 10 o'clock, I think maybe at night. And they told me that a boat was on the way. It was going to take an hour for it to get to me, because that's how far out I was. An hour and a half, actually, maybe. And at least at my speed, it would have been an hour and a half out. So the boat came out in total thick fog. Fog like I've never seen before in my lifetime. Heavy, wet, thick fog. When the boat came up next to me, it was a large vessel, at least probably the same size as my boat, 40 feet overall, at least. And I didn't even know it was the Coast Guard. I thought it was a fishing vessel, or I had no idea. Although I could hear the barking out of commands, and it sounded very orderly, so it kind of gave me an indication it was some uniformed service. Anyway, they threw me a heaving line a couple of times. They didn't make it over to the boat a couple of times, but they threw me a heaving line through the fog, and I was able to hook up a bridle to the front of the Island Girl here, through the hose pipes to the Samson post, and they hauled me in. So it took about an hour and a half. They hauled me in.